Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday morning, and I have to catch up on some calls. And I figured, you know what? I have not done a live seller calls session, so you guys could see it in quite some time. So I was just thinking about it, and my producer was like, "Yo, you need to do some more of those calls and get them updated with the new studio." So I figured I would jump on here. I've got a number of calls to make. I don't know how long I'm going to jump on, guys, but I wanted to get in. I don't know how you guys do calls, but so I've got script. I got this from another thing that I use. It's called my if then cheat sheet. I'm doing commercial stuff, so I might talk to commercial. So I've got a commercial script, and then in front of me, I got all kinds of stuff. I got like things in front of me for softening statements, situations that come up. My goal is just to be prepared for the call, right? To be able to be nimble and to jump in and to win. You know, here at with my group and the things that are going on, one of the things I love to say, boom, I got self-storage in there, bro. There's self-storage in there. Don't worry. You'll be listening. Marty asking about calling self-storage. There'll probably be some in there. So I'm just calling my general list, bro. I got 85 leads that are waiting on me calling them. I don't know if I'll get through them all or not. But yeah, I like to be prepared. I like to jump in. And one of my statements you guys are going to see that I'm going to start saying is, man, we want to be forged to win, right? Like we're going through the fire, you're going through the heat, you're going through the pressure. And it doesn't matter who you are. You could be the most famous person in the world. When you do calling, you will get rejected, and it will test you. And anyway, that is enough of me talking. I guess I'll jump in. Let's. I'm gonna hit the play button, guys, and see what happens. So let's do it. See if we talk to some self-storage. See if we talk to some homeowners. Call has been forwarded to an automated voice. And we can go from there. If you guys have a hard time hearing me, just let me know. But otherwise, we're gonna make it happen. What happens next? There you go, bro. What happens next? That's the closing line. That's the closing line, man. You've been using it. I hope you have. Oh, I better hit play on here after I leave that voicemail. So for you guys who don't know, my leads come in. So I have cold callers. And then the leads come into my system.
Hello, this is Scott.
Hey, Scott, this is Ronald Walker. How you doing this morning, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, I'm calling about your property on Fuller Drive. You spoke to my assistant, Rosa, about it. Do you still want to sell that place?
If the numbers are there, sure.
Awesome, man. What price point are you looking for? I think you told her like $319.
$319, $966, and 65 cents.
Dang, bro, that's pretty specific. Where'd you get that number? Did you just make it up, or you got a specific reason? What's going on?
Based on market multiples, some of the additions, the things that's done to the house. Yeah, there's a complex formula. I'm weird.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Let me ask you. You say you've done a number of things to the house. What's been going on? So I'm a real estate investor. Okay, so I'm in this trying to make money, trying to come in and purchase houses in Grand Rapids. We buy quite a few. So tell me what you've done to it.
Well, I'll be honest. If you're looking for like a quick flip, this is not the place. They flipped it before I bought it.
Nice.
So like the kitchen has been completely redone, all new appliances. Yeah, I mean, they did more than just the typical lipstick on a pig.
Mm-hmm. They did it right. You're telling me they did it proper.
Well, they did it mostly proper. The one thing they didn't do, which I don't know if they did it or not, but they put an egress window in the living area in the basement. And they could have turned this into a 4-bedroom as opposed to a 3-bedroom, but put an egress window in the, I guess technically it's an illegal closet or illegal bedroom downstairs. So that's one of the things that I'd like to get done. I haven't done it yet, but that was one thing I'm going to do to probably turn this from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I think you're right, as far as not being one that's a quick flip. Let me ask you this. Would you, and I don't know your situation. I don't know if you're actually like wanting to sell right now or if you're, what's going on, but would you rent it to me for a couple years with the option to purchase it and say like 4 to 6 year time frame?
I'll be honest, probably not. I don't have any desire to sell the place. If the right number came across my desk, that's why I do it.
Right.
Realistically, I'm probably getting married within the next 18 months or so.
Nice, man.
She and I are going to need a place to stay until we find where we want to move to in GR.
Okay. Well, dude, congratulations on that. That's exciting. We'll just consider this one a no, bro. I appreciate you just being straight up with me and telling me what's going on. I'll remove you from here, and if anything changes, man, my name's Ronald Walker. I'd love to help you out one way or another, even if I don't buy it.
No problem. Thanks, Ronald.
All right, have a good day, bro.
You too.
One of the things I find, guys, as I'm just updating this is one of the big problems with systemizing, at least in today's idea of systemizing. Systems are great. Don't get me wrong, but one of the big problems is we dumb down our quality in order to put systems. We don't actually repeat what actually works. We dumb down, and so people feel like we're scams. This dude wanted the house full price, right? But if you talk to him as a human, rather than feeling like you're from somewhere else, then just following like an exact script, exact words, and reading off a page, that's what people get pissed about, right? And we don't help everyone. So let's get started. Let's jump in here a little bit more. How many people we got on here? Man, 18. What's up, guys? Give me some love. Like me, share some stuff if you like this. Yeah, give me some love. That dude actually answered and was listening to me, so I didn't notice.
Hello.
Hey, is this Victor?
It is Victor.
Hey, Victor. This is Ronald Walker. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well, thanks. Who is this?
This is Ronald Walker. I'm calling about your place in Ada on Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah, you spoke to my assistant Rosa a couple days ago, and I've been behind on getting back to you. I've been pretty tied up, but I wanted to reach out to you this morning. I'm catching up. Do you want to sell that house there? I know it's a pretty nice location, and we're looking for another property, man.
Yeah, I mean, if the price is right.
Cool. What does that mean? What is the price right? I totally understand what you're talking about, but can you give me an idea? Can you give me a reference point?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, have you done any research on the property?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and I looked it up a little bit before I called you, but what's going on? I know you asked 1.2 million. That's from what I was looking at, that was, I don't know if you're just throwing out that number or, what you're thinking.
So just a little bit of history about the property, and probably you'll do research. You probably know a lot more than I do, but I mean, we're sitting at about 13 point, just a little over 13 acres.
Yep.
The way the place is designed right now and is owned by the city and set up to split into 3 different properties. I've actually had a couple companies call me interested and wanted to split it off. I do know what the lots are worth in the area. I haven't seen the development. We do have natural gas. So the property is actually worth quite a bit of money. It was appraised recently for just the house alone for, can't even remember what it was appraised for. But considering that there's an option to split off, I know it's worth a little bit more. I know a lot of developers have actually called me in the last year. Just to be honest with you, I've had.
Yeah, I'm not the first one. This isn't your first rodeo.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said it sounds like it's not your first rodeo. I'm not the first guy to call you.
No, multiple. And I've turned down quite a few offers. The problem is, to be perfectly honest, inventory in the area is not very high, and we would like to stay in the same school district. I have, five kids in school right now, and I don't want to uproot and move. So in order for it to be worth my while, I need to be able to find something that's gonna suit us within the district. and that's not an easy find.
Yeah.
At this point. So that was my ask.
Okay.
And that's why I asked that.
Okay. Well, one, you've got a great location there, and so I'm Victor. I'm a real estate investor. Okay, I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and I've purchased $1 million properties before. I've done $75,000 properties, so the price point doesn't scare me. The development does sound like a potential thing, but at the same time, with you guys living there, with the transition, with the school district, doesn't necessarily sound like it's going to be a fit for us. Let me ask you this. Do you want to sell this place and capitalize on the profit and try to find somewhere else, or are you just perfectly cool staying there?
No, I mean, that definitely we've explored that, trying to find something else. It's just we haven't really had an offer good enough to make us really start looking to make the move.
Yeah.
So, and we've got quite a bit of equity in the property, and that's the one thing that, will be good for us, as a young family, just trying to make that transition and that move. But it has to be perfectly honest, it has to be worth a while.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've got one kid in college now, another one is getting ready to go to college next year. So, want to put ourselves in a position that we're going to be able to get them to college.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're in the thick of the financial support right now, man.
Exactly. Got one in New York right now, and the other one is looking to go to Michigan. So
okay.
It's not cheap.
No, I'm behind you, man. You said you had 5. I got 4, and luckily my oldest is turning 12. So, I am behind you. I'm not quite in the thick of it like you are. So. Well, I don't think
Don't blink, it comes fast.
Yeah, I know, dude. My oldest is as tall as my wife now. I'm like, what the heck is going on, man? So I don't just being honest, Victor, I don't think I'm the right buyer for this. The only way that I would be is if you were, I could pay a top price like that, and the development stuff intrigues me. I'm interested in that. We buy storage facilities and some multifamily as well, but for me, I would want to do it where, I could give you some sort of down payment, and then, you rent it to me, or we do some type of owner financing. But with your scenario, I don't think that's really what you're looking for.
Okay. No, not at this point, to be honest.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, with that kind of off the table, I mean, is there anything else I can do to, help you guys? We buy properties, we deploy capital and raise money and put them in properties. I mean, is there any way I can help you in the real estate world?
I don't think so at this point. I know probably next year I'm probably going to be looking for something else, maybe an investment property to buy. To be honest, I would like to retire in the next 5 years.
Okay.
And so I'm looking for another property at some point. So is this your number?
This is my work number. I can give you my cell.
Okay. Yeah, that would be helpful. Because I might reach out to you again if I do decide to try to find some type of investment property.
What's
You sound very stand up, so, and that's the only reason I would come back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't, that's cool. You can just use me as I've been doing this for 10 years now. So I moved up to Michigan 3 years ago from Dallas, Texas, and my wife grew up here, and so I like to tell people when I got married, she basically was like, "We're going to Grand Rapids eventually." And then 3 years ago, three years ago, she summoned me to fulfill my oath. When I don't know if you're a Lord of the Rings guy, but when he goes into the mountain and
absolutely.
That my wife, we had a come to Jesus meeting eventually, and had to make it happen.
Yeah, that's what I see. So I'm originally from Jamaica. It's kind of funny. I moved here to go to school, and my wife said, "This is where we're going to set up roots." And I've been trying for the last how many years to try to go south, and it's not happening.
Nice. Hey, for some reason, when people come to Michigan, they just fall in love with it. So, well, hey, Victor, I just texted you from my cell phone. And what I'll do is I'll send a video intro later on today, so you have my face too, so you know what I look like. But yeah, I live over in Walker. I'm probably 40 minutes from where you're at. So, but yeah, my name's Ronald Walker. anything I can do to help you or your family, whether it's in real estate, I'm a community focused. Some of the things we care about, I want to operate at an elite level. We're community focused and we want to be consistent, man. So anything I can do to help, I'm here. Just reach out to me and let's connect.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
All right, bro. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bye. So that was really cool. A lot of people talk about having conversations. When you plant a conversation, you never know what's going to happen, right? The guy owns a $1.2 million house, right? This could be a long-term relationship that turns into something. I never, for me, it's not all transactional. I often say, I have a free program that's coming out, but I often say, your intent is greater than your technique. A lot of people have the straight line sales process. Boom, do the straight line sales process. And that means follow the script exactly and go through. The problem with that is you're not very genuine, right? And you get caught up. Where if you can just, how to move the conversation to an endpoint and you can be nimble, you can actually capture more opportunity. So let me just update this real quick and I'll hit play. That was Victor. We're gonna do. I'm just gonna write some notes here, guys. I apologize. That's the problem with doing it live, is to actually update my notes. It takes me a minute. Cool. And actually, you guys can see me do this, but I told them I'd do a video, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Victor, what's up, man? It's Ronald Walker. I had a great time talking to you. This is a video for you, so you have a face to a name, you know who you're talking to. But yeah, man, if you need any help, with anything in the real estate world, you want to connect, you want to figure out how, we might be able to help each other out, reach out. This is my cell phone number. You got it. Other than that, man, have a great Saturday and a great rest of the month. Peace. Boom. All right. Let's see. Let's jump in here. Marty, I don't know if you're still watching, bro, but let's see. I don't know if we're going to let's see if we jump into some self-storage. If not, I can't remember if I separated the single family from the self-storage in this campaign. So we'll see. But I've actually got, I think, 22 self-storage. If we don't, I'll at least hand dial some. So you guys. Well, hey, Eric, this is Ronald Walker. How you doing this morning, man?
Good. Who's this?
This is Ronald Walker. You spoke to my assistant, Rosa, like a week ago. I've been crazy busy, so I haven't been able to get back to you, man. So that's my apologies. I'm calling about your house on Hovey Street. You spoke to her about potentially selling it.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you off guard. You're probably like, who the freaking heck is this dude?
Yeah.
Do you want to sell that place? I'm, we're local investors. I buy properties all over Grand Rapids, and so I'm reaching around. We're looking for 2 more properties to buy right now, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. So save us both some time here. If you want to buy it, sure, I'd sell it, but I'm not selling it below market value.
Okay.
And if that's what you're looking to buy, then we don't have much to talk about.
What is market value? Do you know?
I don't know right off the top of my head.
Okay, so you're not really, you don't have a price, or because market value is the basically you asking for a price and me giving you a price, and it being compared with the local comparables in the area, right? And kind of figuring out what that looks like. An off-market deal, if we were to come in and make it simple for you, we simply just subtract the realtor commissions and try to come to a fair price off market. But it doesn't really sound like you're wanting to sell. I'm assuming it's a cash flowing property for you.
Oh, it's a hell of a cash flowing property for me. And I am a licensed realtor myself, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's no problem. That doesn't scare me. I've worked with realtors quite a bit. So Why don't you tell me this? Do you want to move forward? Obviously, I'm looking to make money. It's a duplex. It would be something that we either hold, and I've got a financial partner that I bring in when we buy these. Do you want to sell it or not really? It sounds to me like you've gotten 1,000 of these calls and you're like, dude, are you real or not?
Well, I mean, every time I get a call, I mean, people give me these ridiculous offers where it's like, I know damn well if I list it, I can get 100,000 more than what you're even offering.
Right.
I mean, it's a waste of my time.
Right. Let me ask you this. With you wanting, putting it on the market, getting full price, not really wanting to, sell it for a discount. It sounds like it's probably in pretty good condition based on what you told my assistant. Would you own or finance it to me or no?
No, because I would do some more investments with it.
Okay, cool. Well, Eric, I'm probably not your buyer. Just kind of seeing where the conversation's going and stuff. Is there anything else I can do to help you out with anything? On the real estate side, I know you're a realtor. I'm pretty active as well. Anything we can do to help each other?
I don't know. I mean, what you could help me with, unless you send me people are looking to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm always open to more relationships. We're pretty active. I flip. We probably do 35 to 45 flips. We talk to people. My wife's a realtor too, so she's the one who lists the properties and she does our design. And then we do a lot of owner financing. If you're running across stuff and people are trying to get more, or they're wanting some cash flow, that's an opportunity that we're really able to help out and kind of partner with a lot of realtors on.
And when you do owner financing, what kind of terms are you looking at?
It really just kind of depends on the deal. My goal is to make a cash flow, right? I'm in this to make money, right? Like, let's be real. So I'm looking to make a cash flow, right? So we can come in with money down. We can also come in where the person gets a net monthly payment at the end of the deal. So let's say you were to rent it out for, I don't know, the property for $1,800 a month, but you got to deal with tenants, you got to deal with repairs, you got to deal with the phone calls at 11 p.m., you got to deal with managing the manager if you got a management company. Instead of doing all that, we essentially can take over the taxes, the tenants, and all the repairs, and you just get a kind of like Wells Fargo. They don't call you wondering what the property's in. You just get a check, and our goal is to manage the property and get a cash flow. So that's my, with interest rates, you say, what terms do we do? I back myself into the deal and say, hey, what is a $400, $500 cash flow look like for me getting this property up? And then what can I afford to give the seller? And we go in that way. The house I'm living in, for instance, I bought this one through a realtor on the market with owner financing. We purchased it for $425. We put $100,000 down, and I'm owner financing the rest of the $325. And so it just depends on the deal, right? On this one was a personal purchase, but I've built others in the portfolio too. So any thoughts on that? Any intrigue you? You're like, dude, what's this guy talking about? What are you thinking?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just that handcuffs me where I can't, make more investments, and it just ties up my money on that. I cash flow very, very, very well right now. It's just to keep tying that up, and when the market, I know the market's going to crash, and I want that money to be free to make other investments for me, because I'm here to make money too.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to another investor,
Right. So do you run across other opportunities as you're out there? I know you said you're a realtor. Do you run across like opportunities to invest in that you can't take advantage of that we could like partner on, or we could work together with?
I don't do real estate full time. I just have my license. I used to do it full time.
Okay.
I just keep it for little side deals and stuff like that. But there's always things that are out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, hey man, keep me involved. I'm like I said, I'm not the pushy guy that's gonna like try to get this. I mean, you're not gonna sell it to me. I'm really looking to help people out that want a convenient, easy sale. And I take it really personally, and I want to offer a lot of value and just make it really easy. This scenario, I mean, you're making good money on it. You're looking for opportunities too. You're getting prepared, and it sounds like you're doing just you're thinking about and putting your plan in place for the market crash, like you said. And so if opportunities come up and you need you want to take advantage of it or you can't, and you're thinking you can make a little bit of money by representing the seller and something I'd be interested in, give me a call.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Eric, I appreciate it. Again, my name's Ronald Walker. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
All right.
Thanks, bro. Bye. One of the things I like to say, and this is probably different from me. Yeah, people are going to disagree with me, and I'm totally cool with that. I do get off the phone right away with people, but I've also learned that like real deals start when people say no, right? When it's like, no, this isn't going to do. And then I continue the conversation. They're like, oh, like all of a sudden their mind opens up and it's like, oh, he's not a scam artist, right? Think of how much you guys think about that. This is my goal right now. I'm making notes as I'm in here, but my goal is not with me doing these calls is not, yo, how can I do 1,000 deals for the cheapest price? Or how can I scrape the stuff off the bottom? No, my goal is to come to a fair price and do 2 or 3 deals a month that I either wholesale or I buy. We're actually buying one that we're going to keep as an Airbnb in Grand Haven right now. Like that one, I sent the guy's wife flowers because she couldn't get out of her house, right? Like this is a relational thing. But 1 to 2 deals, I just wholesaled the deal and made a good amount, but it's through relationship. It's through connection. And sometimes, guys, your intent has to be there to help. We're here, we're problem solvers, right? We're solution oriented companies being on the investment side. If you're just lowballing people, it's a big reason why people are just shutting down when you call them. Why a lot of us have a hard time is, the days that I'm off, I'm like, oh, what do you want at the house for? Okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't work. So let me finish my notes here so I can get back to calling. Crash. One of the reasons why I'm doing the notes here too, guys, as I'm just talking out loud while I'm finishing it up. So in my system, I actually have a long-term follow-up process. Okay. So not only do I have cold callers that they take people who say they want to sell and they're interested, and then I call them, or my team calls them. But then once they come in, once I talk to them, if they are not willing to sell right now, if they're not wanting to go through the process, which I would manage, or my acquisitions would manage from A to Z, then it goes into a follow-up campaign. And that follow-up campaign is split into 2 different things. Either just regular follow-up when someone says they're not interested, like this guy, I put notes in there. And then 2, it's they're interested, but they want to sell in 1 to 5 months. And it goes into an interested follow-up campaign. And then they get an auto drip from me. So, and that auto drip looks like text messages, voicemails, and then they're put into a dialer system. So we call at intervals. So one's full. Let's pick it up. How we doing? Let's see. Oh, you guys are putting stuff in there. Thanks, man. I appreciate the objections, stuff. I mean, it wasn't something that we were going to get through, but look at
your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 2 3 1 3.
Look
7,
at my
5,
9-acre property in Muskegon.
1 is not available.
Hey, bro, do you mind if you want me to take a look at that? So I'm making these calls now. I can't see your name, so I'm not sure what's going on. But if you want me to take a look at it and help with the seller, or I'm not sure the deals, you just put it in there. But if you want me to help, send me a private message on Facebook, like hit me in Messenger, and go to my thing, hit me in Messenger, send me the address, send me just some bullet points of the situation, and me and you could jump on a call, or we can figure out how to help the seller or kind of what's going on, and we can kind of see what the situation is, right? If it's something we want to take down and flip, or if it's something we want to wholesale or whatever. So send me a private message. Thanks, bro. I can't see your name, by the way. So if you want to put your name in there, just so I know who I'm looking at. It's this StreamYard stuff. So it's kind of.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Robert?
Yeah.
Robert, this is Ronald Walker. How are you doing today, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm calling you. You spoke to my assistant, Rosa, about selling your house in Kalamazoo on Sturbridge.
Yeah.
Do you still want to sell that place or not really? What are you thinking, man?
Well, the price is right. Anything's for sale.
Absolutely. What's the right price for you?
Well, I just had it appraised. It appraised out at $325,000.
$325,000. Cool, man. Are you planning on selling it, or if it's $325,000 and it was appraised? I mean, you must have been doing a lot of work on it and really made it look nice.
Well, we've been working on it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So I'm an investor, just to kind of give you a, like, we buy properties. I'm looking to make money on it. So it's not something I'm looking to live there.
I understand. I know exactly who you are.
Cool. So I guess my question is, with that in mind, just from knowing the area, knowing kind of the basics, just kind of, obviously I don't know the exact house, right? I would buy it at full price, which is essentially what your appraised value is. I would say that's even more than full price. Okay. But I would want it over, that I could pay you monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be open to something like that?
Monthly? How much monthly?
I don't know.
I still have a mortgage on it.
Yeah, I could essentially take over that mortgage, leave the mortgage in your name, and I could make the payments on your behalf, and then I could pay you a cash flow, the difference between what we agree on and the mortgage. And that's no problem. I've done literally over 100 properties. That's how I got started 10 years ago, is taking over people's mortgages in 2013. And so I'm super familiar with that process. So it's just a matter if you're open to something like that and you really do want to sell and turn this into an investment that you're already familiar with, or if you're not really open. It's up to you, right? Like, my goal is to make money no matter what.
Well, exactly. We're all out to make money. We're all, I was a businessman. I know exactly where you're coming from. So, but my question of the day is, what kind of the payments is what would be where I'm at.
Okay. What would you, so in this case, you're essentially Wells Fargo. So you get to set the terms just like the banks set the interest rates for us. I mean, what would your terms be?
Obviously I have to sit down and do a little more research on it, I mean, are you talking like okay, so you take over a monthly payment. I'm just throwing some numbers out there right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying a $1,500 payment on a house. You're taking over the payment, okay?
Okay.
Essentially. And then are you talking about making me, to say, another $1,500 payment a month? So you're paying out $3,000, you know what I'm saying, a month to invest in this property to run and flip it.
I would
absolutely, where you're going.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to pay you $1,500 a month if, and here's my thing, like, my main goal again is to try and make a cash flow, right? So if I could rent the property out for, say, $3,450 a month, then what I could do is I could pay you that. I have depreciation. I can do the tax side, and I'm making, a small monthly cash flow. I would love to pay you $1,500.
Basically, you're looking to rent the place. You're turning into rental property right now.
Yeah, I would either correct. Yeah. That's a good observation. So basically what we do is very similar to that. We either will turn around and rent it, or I've actually got a pretty good group of people that we work with that we do what's called we do a lease to purchase. And so it allows me to turn around and work with them to essentially buy a home over a 3 to 5 year period. Okay. So that way they can come in. Usually people in this scenario, they have somewhere between $75,000 and $150,000 in cash, but the banks, just because their banks don't really like them because their income is, you know, they make $12,000 one month and 3 months later they make another, you know, 22,000. It's not like they're getting 4, right?
Yeah.
So I work with them to show them how to get, you know, their finances lined up so they can turn around and refinance. So my goal would be to pay you a cash flow over a period of time. Let's say we would agree on 7 years. You make a cash flow, and then once I get them to the point where they can refinance, they refinance, you get paid off, you avoid realtor fees, and you essentially get full price for your home. You get the monthly payment with interest, just like a bank, and then you get the full price once they refinance, close to that purchase amount, because you know how interest works, right? That just gets scraped off the top initially. And then my win is, you know, over a 4-year period, you know, I might make $8,000 to $15,000 on my win to help these people become a homeowner. And so, and then, you know, I do that essentially right now. We're flipping about 40 houses a year. And this strategy we do, you know, I would say a little less than one a month right now is kind of where we're at one point. So this is how I started getting in this industry. I got into this industry my first 2 years. I did 120 houses this way, like this exact strategy. So I'm super familiar with it, but right now I'm scaling back unless here's what I want. I want the house to be a nice house, which yours is. I liked it to be around that $250 to $400 price point or $400,000 price point, because I want to be proud of that house, and I want something that people are going to want to buy.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on that? I mean, what, I don't even know if you're interested. Would you be open to something like that?
Well, I didn't talk it over with my wife, obviously, you know, and then, you know, to turn around and, you know, finance another house right now, I don't know if we could get done. And then, you know, and then meanwhile, trying to find someone to rent, I'm doubling my rent. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So I have to look at all those aspects of that myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you guys stay in Kalamazoo or would you go somewhere else? Because you're living here, right? I have a note saying you're living here.
Oh God, yeah. We're in college school district, so I mean, no offense, you could flip this house at any time. You're in one of the high end school districts.
Nice.
In our area that there's no fucking houses in there, and they fucking go like hotcakes.
Right.
I mean, in prime time through the summer, my houses in my flat were sitting less than a day. I mean, they were flipping just like that. You couldn't. They were bidding more. So anything in college school districts right now is still a bidding war.
Yeah. It's funny because every area is a little bit different, you know, and I'm not familiar with that exact school district, but I believe you. I believe what you're telling me. And so
it's a, you know, I mean, let's put it this way. I'm in Kalamazoo County, but I'm in Richland Township.
Okay.
So basically Richland is a Gully school district. And everybody in Kalamazoo, you know, everybody wants to move into the Gully school district. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
if you moved, so imagine you moved, would you want to stay in that same district, or are you flexible?
I'm flexible because my daughter's a senior. So as long as I'm in close to her school where she doesn't have to drive far, I'm 100% in. I'm 100% good with that. You know, it's her last year, and after that, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I work for a corporate company that is based out of Tennessee, so I have options of moving to Tennessee.
Oh, that'd be cool. Tennessee's a good spot. Yeah, so, absolutely.
But you know, at this point in time, I can't because of my daughter. You know, she graduates next summer,
right?
Next spring,
right?
So I'm stuck. I have to be stuck in the district for right now, or close to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. All right. Well, check it out. Why don't we do this? Why don't you talk to your wife? If you guys like it and like the option and are open to the idea of, you know, earning a cash flow on the house and trying to cover your mortgage payment, right? So you can buy another one or rent and lower your expenses. Give me a call back. My name's Ronald Robert, by the way. My brother's name is Robert, but I'm Ronald Walker. This is my business line, so you can call me back here. If I don't answer, I'll just give you a buzz. but I'll just leave the ball in your guys' court. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave the ball in your guys' court.
And I'll do a little research on it, and we'll talk this weekend with her, and then I'll probably reach out to you Monday or Tuesday. How's that sound?
I think that sounds great.
Either way.
Yeah, just let me know. You can text me, call me. I'm good, man. Just reach out anyway. And then if you want to look me up, just you can look me up on Facebook, Ronald Walker. I'm a pretty open, transparent dude. So you can kind of see what we're doing, what I've got going on. I got a podcast that I run. You know, you'll see me all over once you start looking me up.
Do me a favor. Can you do me a favor when you got phone? Can you text me your information?
Yeah.
I'm actually at my father-in-law's today. I apologize.
Yeah.
They just moved back from Florida, so we're trying to help him. I'm actually in Grand Rapids today. So
here's what I'll do. So my cell phone number is a 214 number. Okay. I'm gonna text you from my cell phone number so you have it, and then you can just reach me. You know, this is my business phone, so you can just reach me directly on my cell phone or here.
Okay.
All right, you're the man, Robert. Have a good one, bro.
We'll talk on Monday or Tuesday.
All right, sounds good. All right. What is this dude's name? Robert. Why am I typing in Robert in my phone? I don't have him in my phone, so I got to put in his number. 06. Robert, what's up, man? This is Ronald Walker. We just got off the phone about your property there in Kalamazoo. I hope you're having a good time with your father. I wanted to shoot this video, give a quick face to a name so you know who I am. Talk it over with your wife. If you guys are open, we can start digging into the numbers and what that would actually look like to see if it's a good fit in our portfolio and if it would be a good fit for you guys. If not, no worries at all, man. But have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you early next week. Peace. All right. So something like that, just to kind of give you guys an option. So something like that, here's what can happen. If you don't follow up with them correctly, you'll just lose him, right? He'll disappear. And I'll have dropped the ball because we left it open. So for me, what I like to do is put that into an interested add to follow up, and he gets on a text drip campaign. And then I put a follow-up date, which is going to be next week. And then when we go through for our follow-ups, my assistant can connect with them. He'll pop up in my system again and he'll come. But I left the ball in his court, so he'll reach out to me. If he's interested and he calls me, then we'll pick up. We can open it back up, and then I can hit it and this guy wants to be processed. And so that is how I handle that scenario. So let me find him. Robert. All right, guys, I know it's not as entertaining when I'm putting notes in. I apologize. Moving because they lower expenses. All right, cool. And then interested follow-ups. Sorry, I got to create my auto campaign like I just told you guys. Start. Cool. So if you guys want to see, I don't normally do this. I am going to give you guys a treat for who is on here. I'll actually show you. Let's see. Hopefully you don't get any crazy secrets. I'm going to share my screen. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can see this. So, I guess there's his number right there, but whatever. So here's my contact status in Podio. So I come in here and so I'm interested, add to follow up. I didn't process them. We did not set an appointment. Here's my auto campaign that I just added. So it's going to get text messages and different things in there. Follow-up date. I'm going to put a follow-up date, the 31st, that I'll reach out to him if he doesn't. And then we contacted him today on October 1st. And then we got different notes. And then if I do an offer, and there's some financial stuff, and then lead sources and XYZ. So that is the CRM. I close it. As you can see in here, like this is the 86 that I'm calling right now. And then my lead status is I got 1,451. What's 3,000? But I went out there and cleaned it up. So, and then this is the dialer. So when I dial, I hit play and it comes up. So that's the system that I got, guys. I hope that's helpful. One way or another. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can look at the bug. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. This is Valuetainment's new signature hat. It's freaking baller, by the way. It says the future looks bright, and underneath the future looks bright. Anyway, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a freaking Patrick Bet-David fan. He sent me a personal message, which was cool. Anyway, get back to what you guys are really here for. You're not here to hear me talk about Patrick Bet-David. All right, let's see. Actually, just got a message from a buddy. Yeah, bro. If so, my system. Let me just talk about my system. What am I reading right now? Oh, like in general, what am I reading? I am actually going through some new internet marketing stuff. I got some really cool stuff coming out. And so I'm reading a bunch of Russell Brunson right now, his books. I'm rereading them. I'm going through sharpening my message, and I'm writing out stories. And so that is what I'm reading right now. That's what I'm going through. I've actually kind of taken a break from reading.
Steve.
Hey, Steve, this is Ronald Walker. How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing really good, man. Hey, I am calling you about your storage facility. You got those 17 buildings and, outside of Muskegon on Independence?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you spoke to my assistant about them. Is this a good time? I know you're a busy guy, and I've been meaning to reach out to you this week and haven't been able to.
No problem. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely.
So what's
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, catch me up to speed, man. What are you thinking? I mean, this is a fairly sweet investment you got here. What's the story? Catch me up to speed on what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, we've started this facility back when they built the Myers store here. We kind of worked together on the overall site stuff, and we've just kind of been building buildings ever since. And we have 17 buildings. 2 of them are climate controlled.
Nice.
And there's office here. Yeah, it works out real nice. It's we have a full irrigation, underground sprinkling and city water, city sewer. We typically may stay pretty full. And, it's just been a great spot. And the Culver's just built in front of us. And they're building right now, they're 40% into building a Holiday Inn Express right next to us.
Yep.
From us. And it's just been a great spot down the road. They're building, I don't know how many hundreds of apartments, and they're putting in a whole bunch more office and medical buildings.
So I actually go by that location. So I just bought a Airbnb in Grand Haven on the beach. It's actually not on the beach, but it's near the beach.
Right. Perfect.
And so anyway, I actually swung by to take a look once I saw my assistant put it in here when I was on my way out there. And you've got a beautiful facility there, man.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we work hard at it. We're kind of a little hands-on. We're out here every day. Like we're out here right now helping actually some family members with move and stuff. But they're good people here. My wife runs the office, and it's basically a kind of a remote operator managed facility. It seems to work pretty good for us, and it works out nice.
All right. So do you?
Absolutely.
So from my end, just to kind of be, and I don't mean to be blunt or overly forward, but do you want to? I mean, this is a family property. It sounds like you guys are self-managing it mostly.
Correct.
You've been developing it. It's turned to, I mean, you got quite a bit. You're grossing, it sounds like about $1 million a year. I don't know what your net is.
Yes.
Do you want,
we don't have a lot of that.
yeah, do you guys want to sell this place? And why would you be interested in selling it at a time like this?
Well, we have some interest. We just bought a pretty decent sized boat, and we want to do some traveling and stuff. So, I'm going to be 60 coming up, and I don't want to do this stuff forever and stuff. My wife's only a year younger and stuff. So we're always, it's a possibility, or it's something we'd be interested in. We have other businesses. My main business is underground utility work, so I do a lot of that. I keep you pretty busy and stuff. And we had some commercial, residential rental properties in the city of Grand Haven and Centertown that we sold last year because we're just trying to scale back a little bit and stuff. We spend a fair amount of time in the Bahamas, and my sister has a boat in Jupiter, Florida, that fortunately missed a hurricane. So we're
luckily,
because it's kind of a rough area down there. But so that's some of our motivation, our thoughts.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. So in Florida, my buddy, really good buddy of mine, lives in Palm Beach, and he sent me a picture of a McLaren that had been completely flooded, and it was nuts. It's like so crazy what they're going through right now.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, you basically just throw that away. You know what I mean? It's salt water. It's rain, but it's mostly brackish or whatever. It's too bad. Yeah.
What do you guys? What are you guys netting on the facility? I know you said you're grossing $1 million. After everything, what are you netting?
I'd have to look, because my wife does all the office stuff. Some of our big expenses are property taxes around $74,000. Insurance is under $6,000. And then we have all our utilities, gas, water, sewer, and whatever else she has under there. That's around $18,000. And then it's just kind of maintenance. And we have a part-time guy that cleans units for us. He's doesn't put a lot of hours in, but he's pretty quick and efficient and stuff. So, that's really, of course we have our advertising, and, we give Google some money and, and stuff like that. But not much of the yellow books anymore, phone books, those are kind of thing of the past. So, that kind of, gives us, we don't have a lot of expenses here. And just, we have our own snow, because I'm in the utility business, I have equipment, so we do our own snow removal. But, it's not hard to hire out and stuff. In fact, we've been approached by some people that do the culverts and the place up front and do miters about doing it. Just haven't done it.
Gotcha.
It keeps us busy in the wintertime.
Yeah, so, absolutely. You got to have something to put your energy into, right? That way you're not just stuck up inside.
Exactly. Yep. I believe in that. I like to stay busy, stay active. So those are our major expenses, and we don't have a lot of ongoing expense with buildings. Light bulbs burn out. Occasionally somebody tries to hit a door or something like that, but that's pretty minor stuff. We have a lot of extra doors that stuff.
So what do you guys, if you were to sell it? I'm coming in. Imagine me. I'm probably your son's age. I'm you 30 years ago, probably. Maybe not 30. I'm 34. So I'm coming in. I do single family. I've been doing single family for 10 years. Storage facilities and mobile home parks are kind of what the businesses I want to invest in for wealth. Okay. So that's why I'm looking at this.
Absolutely.
And with what you guys got going on, I could learn a freaking ton from what you have. And so,
sure.
Right. I mean, you're where I want to, you're going to the Bahamas. My goal is to actually get to, me and my wife have been to Ireland. And so I want to buy a place in Ireland. So
That's cool. That's cool.
So that being,
there, I hear it's great.
yeah, no, you should. If the problem is the Bahamas is beautifully warm weather, Ireland is not beautifully warm weather. It is rainy, and you're dealing with, you've seen the shows. You're dealing with hillsides and stuff. It's whoever's cup of tea, right? I grew up in Alaska, so I tend to be sentimental with that stuff.
I understand.
That being said, what would you sell it for if we came in and purchased it from you?
I don't have a price. We've turned down stuff that was close to 12 million. Maybe if somebody came around that area again, we'd be interested. That we weren't really ready for that.
Okay.
But we have had a couple of offers that, solid, like from Red Box and right, it was Red Box or Cube, maybe it's Cube Smart or something.
Yeah, the big boys.
And they have their own in-house brokerage thing, and they, 11.4 one 11,400,000 one time, but then they say, well, and they discount a little bit because you're not paying the commission and stuff because they have their own people,
right,
people doing that stuff. So that's kind of where we're at and stuff.
So. Okay, so right around, but somewhere between 11, 12 million, depending on if there was a commission or not or whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yep.
So it's me. So it's me and my wife are the main principals. I actually run a real estate podcast. If you were to look me up, I run a podcast with a couple guys. So on bigger buildings like this, bigger projects, I would bring them in and we buy together. And we could come in and we could come in and essentially avoid that commission. We can completely get rid of the brokerage. My guess is I would love to come out to the facility, meet your wife, kind of walk around, get to know it a little bit more, and make you guys a real solid offer. And if you guys are really wanting to sell, awesome. We can explore that next step. If you're not, that's cool too. But we're actively looking. Let me put it that way. If you guys are in the spot where you want to sell, we're serious and we want to explore opportunities and look. And I love the location and I love the facility just from researching it. I would love to be in the runnings to be a buyer with you.
Well, it sounds good. I think we ought to get together, and my wife kind of leaves, this part of it up to me and stuff. Although she has all the information and stuff. But if you want to get to a point where you set up a time you want to come out and meet and stuff, we'd love to do that, and then I can get you some more additional information.
Let's do it. What's your next week look like?
Let's see. Probably. I have a fairly large job in Grand Haven on Clinton Street, actually, for a couple of days this week, and I'm trying to think Monday. So I guess I'm thinking. Thursday, I got something. Maybe you have a time, maybe like a later Thursday afternoon, maybe like maybe 4 o'clock-ish or something, or you can talk about it and get back to me.
Yep. No, I've 4 o'clock. If you're available 4 o'clock, I will make 4 o'clock work. This is something that's really important to me. So I've got one thing on the schedule, but I can move him around. I'm interested in the storage facilities, and if that's when you can do it, I'll make it work.
Sure. Okay. Again, yeah. If it's a if you need to tweak it, I can do something Friday afternoon also.
Okay. If let me look at Friday. Let me just see what I got.
Okay.
Friday I'm free. So my Thursday I'm meeting with a guy about some of my podcast stuff that I got going on, and so if I can move it around if Thursday's better, but if you can do Friday would be great.
Friday. That'd be good. Let's do Friday. I have a project in the morning, but you want to do like an afternoon, maybe like 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock's perfect for me, Steve.
Okay. What's the phone number in case I get lost? If something comes up.
Yep. This is my work phone number, but I'm gonna give you my cell phone.
Okay.
It's I was in Dallas for 10 years, so it's a Dallas number. Do you have a pen?
Sure. Yes, I'm ready.
All right, it's 214 735
Okay.
7416. and it's RONALDWALKER, Ronald Walker.
Okay, well, Ronald, I'm Steve Keekover, and mine's Kiekover.
Takeover.
And yes, Keekover, Dutch name. So
nice. And is this your cell phone?
yes, it is.
All right,
Yep.
perfect. I'm going to send a message to you. I actually like to do,
Good.
especially after stuff like this, I'm going to send you a video message so you can actually see my face, so you know what I look like. And
Okay, good.
and we'll just we'll reconnect. I'll probably reach out to you on Thursday to confirm that Friday's still good, and we'll go from there, Steve.
That'd be good, Ronald. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye. You guys who were here for that was a legit one. Just FYI. I don't know who's on here, but if you are, that was freaking awesome. That is really awesome, actually. Really, really, really awesome. Let's see. Marty, I don't know if you're on here, man. Hold on. Steve, it's Ronald Walker. It was great talking to you. I'm looking forward to meeting with you next Friday at 4. I've got you on my schedule. You got a face to a name now. I am excited to meet with you. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Steve. Bye. Someone asked me a question. Love the video idea. Do you do that with older homeowners as well? I do that with everybody who has a cell phone, if I can. So, by the way, that's like an undercover secret. So, like, don't say anything to anybody. There's like 5 people on here. So, but yeah, I do that. Anybody who has a cell phone. Right now we live in a day and age. People talk about wanting to make money. People talk about wanting to build wealth. We live in a day and age where there's scammers, and they're all over the place, right? And so I want to set myself apart. That's one of the reasons why I do these calls. That was a $12 million storage complex that I just spoke to. I don't know if you guys realize that, right? This is the guy's making $1 million a year on this. He's got multiple businesses. That's what he wants from one phone call, right? I'm going to meet with him. I'm going to get to know him. We're going to talk, and we're going to work through the process. This is something that's very important to me. Why would I not? This is the thing, guys. $20,000 on a wholesale deal, $42,000 on a wholesale deal, or a $50,000 flip. Why? Real estate is the only business. God, you can tell I'm passionate. Real estate's the only business where you can do a transaction without a relationship and make more than $10,000, right? Here's the thing. We need to be people who operate in a way that wins and builds the community and creates relationships and takes this to another level, right? We need to be elite in our process rather than trying to be like, yo, we're bottom feeders and, crawfish on the bottom of the ocean with the real estate business. Guys, I'm really, really tired of that. Like, honestly, I am tired of that. I'm sick and tired of it. And so, yes, I try to connect with them. I try to connect on a storage facility. People, you can get great deals. This isn't about not lowballing people, right? And I'm not saying you lowball them. You make them a fair offer and you figure out what they need and you figure out what matters to them. And if you can understand what matters to them, you can create value, because value is not something you force on somebody. It's something that's inside of them, and you show them what you have to offer and they perceive that as valuable. And depending on how much they perceive it as valuable is how you determine what your price is in real estate, right? By solving their problem, by being solutions oriented, and by being relational. I'm going to say this again. I said this at the beginning. Your intent is more important than your technique. All right. Sorry. That was super good. Again, we are forging ourselves to win. Okay. I wrote something down. Actually, this is the stuff I care about. Okay. This is actually really cool. I'm getting aside from my stuff as I'm talking to you guys who are listening. If I can find my photos on my phone. Look, I wrote this down last night. Here's the creed, okay, with the stuff that I got going on. I am driven by freedom, one with many, forged by fire, born with desire to assemble an empire, and forged to win. All right. That is the group that I'm a part of, the guys I'm doing the podcast with, the guys who are coming in and going to be going to the website and stuff that I'm launching, just kind of teaser in the future. Like, our goal is to build an empire and live a life of freedom, not so we can make billions of dollars in 20 seconds, right? That's not the goal. Sorry, guys, I'm going off. That's not the goal. The goal is to be financially free and to rely on our own skills and to not be arrogant, to not be lazy, but to be people who are contributing, right? And if you're interested, here's my sales pitch. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, that's what I care about. That's what I am. I got to get back to calling because this is how I make my money. I make my money by calling people, and I've got a lot of people to call. Any questions? Any thoughts?
Hello, this is David.
Hey, David, this is Ronald Walker. How you doing, man?
Hey, good, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm calling you. My assistant talked to you about your property on Marquette Avenue in Muskegon, and I have been meaning to get back to you, and I have left you hanging, bro, so I apologize, but I wanted to call you and connect and see if you wanted to sell that house.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I've got some rentals in town that I'm just at this point thinking of repositioning some debt, trying to sell off some stuff that's got some equity to it, pay down some debt, given who knows where this market is going.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on this. So this is a house, and I've got a couple others like it that have had longer term tenants, a little bit below market rent, and it would be a pretty easy play if you're going to hang on to it for a little bit to, either bring the tenant up to market, move the tenant on, spruce it up a bit, flip it, like a lot of options, which is kind of what I was thinking of doing over the next 6 to 12 months. But
yeah, that's a fair point.
Thinking about just getting out today.
Yeah, no, I'm dude, I'm glad I got a hold of you today and that we can have a conversation about it. So I'm an investor, right? So I'm in this to make money. Mm-hmm. We do hold properties. I'm actually finishing up a project that was it was over $100,000 remodel in Muskegon. Actually, it was a huge one over on Heights Ravenna, and we're actively buying. I buy a couple that we turn, I buy one to hold, turn and hold. So I'm open, but I am an investor, right? Like, I am here to make money. So you've got these properties, just think about repositioning. You mind us taking, 5-6 minutes and just kind of giving me the details of the property and seeing if it's something that'll fit in my portfolio or not?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you're more into active flipping, and that I do flipping also, and right now I have gotten a little bit ahead of my buying.
Okay.
Where I've got stuff that I'm not going to be able to touch for a couple months.
Okay.
So that would be another thing of I just grabbed a couple smoking deals while I could, and one potential, if you're looking for some stuff like that, I'm wondering if that may be a better fit, because it sounds like, and I appreciate you being straight with me, and be straight with you too. Like, if I have a feeling that the smartest exit that I have on the property on Marquette would be to, in March, have the tenant move out, clean it up, put it in MLS, and that would get top dollar.
Right.
For sure.
Right. I think that's a fair point, bro. I think that's a fair point. If you can hold it till March and get them out and clean it up and put it up. Yeah, bro. If that's the direction, I would not disagree with you. I think a lot of people out there, there's a lot of investors out there who'll be like, oh, well, but I try to convince you, but you could do that. That's totally cool. How many other, you said you bought a bunch. What does that mean? Like, can you unpack that for me? And like, how are you thinking we might be able to work together on that? Like, you must have brought that up for, you have some thoughts behind that.
Yeah, no, I'm well, and one of them is trying to figure out just kind of what your aims are. So it's helpful for you to say that, because I know that I've gotten calls from other folks that are just looking for turnkey rentals, and that's why I kind of wasn't sure where you were at with this Marquette house. If you're looking for a turnkey rental and looking to pay close to market, I've got stuff like that. If you're looking for stuff to flip and move on, I've got stuff like that. I'm not one of these big time, full-time people. We do 12 to 18 houses a year.
Dude,
So
that's still pretty awesome, bro. Congratulations on that. That's a lot of people have a hard time getting there.
No, thanks. It's been probably 7 or 8 years in the making. So I know that there's people that get there in 3 or 4. So we're not the fastest, we're not anything like that, but we're just kind of plugging away, doing our thing. And we've had trouble just kind of keeping contractors around right now with everybody looking for people.
Right,
so I think that's one of the reasons why, like, stuff that we've grabbed, we've got some bigger rehabs than we're used to on a few, and so some of our smaller things, I'm almost thinking of like clearing the deck on some of these.
Yeah, so I'm not sure your process. So I have the same issue, bro, with contractors and finding good people. So I have 3 good guys, and what we try to do is, so we just finished up, like, literally today is they're out there right now, and they're doing the final punch list on our property, and we're hoping to have it staged early next week and then on the market. We try to take and do 1 large rehab, 1 small rehab, 1 large rehab, simply because of the internal, doing a large rehab. It's a morale, I shouldn't say a hit to the morale, but it's it's a morale thing. Right. And so I think what you're talking about is, I have another small project that, a couple of them, but I'm trying to keep, enough in front of them where I'm balancing not buying too many, but also having enough in front of them. And right now we're coming to the end, and that's why I'm calling around, is I need to pick up another one. So if you've got one that needs, I'm not really interested in the turnkey, but if you do have one that you're like, you know what, we kind of bit off a little bit more than we could get to, I would love to work together on that and see if there's a way for us to, maybe I could take that one off your hands. It would be a good fit for me. It'd make it easier for you. That's really, I mean, to be honest, that's, I'm here to try to find another one of those if you have one available.
No, and I think that's why I love talking with other investors in the area, because I feel like there's oftentimes those win-wins of, like, in one season you might have too many, you're looking to sell, I might be your cash buyer, and,
right.
And you pass on a wholesale deal. In another season, like, we overbought. And I think too, now that the courts are starting to come loose, we're getting some back on eviction, some of our rentals.
Yep.
And some of those are going to take a minute. So I think that's where we just kind of, out of left field, suddenly have kind of a long line in front of our team. So 967 Emerson is one that might be a fit.
I'm writing it down.
I don't know if you're in front of the computer.
Yeah, I'm in front of my computer. I'm writing it down. I have a notepad in front of me whenever I make calls. So is that 442 as well?
Yes, I believe so. That's a little closer to 31. A little nicer stretch of town over there, right over by that big church. That one is it's a 4-bed, 1-bath. It had a bad roof on it and had some water damage seeping down the walls, so it needs a little bit of wall repair. We've already got the roof on it. We try to get them at least, like, dry and secure right away.
Yep.
So we got the roof on it. We got the utilities back going. We've done some work on it, but this one needs, probably a couple grand of wall repair. It needs flooring throughout. It needs paint throughout. If you're going to keep it as a rental, the kitchen's fine. If you're going to flip it, probably needs a kitchen. But otherwise, it's not a bad house. And a 4-bed in that area, I'm seeing other stuff running up, in the 150 range. And you know how 4-bed rents do in Muskegon, I'm sure. Like they're killer cash flow. So that's why this one is one where it's like, well, even if I can't get to it till January, I'll let it sit there for a minute, It's still a good house. But
is there room to add a second bathroom or no?
You probably have to lose a bedroom. There's a little spot upstairs where you could potentially put one in, because there's like probably an 8x8 landing between the 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be a little wonky to get water up there. Like you're probably gonna have to be creative, maybe box in a little nook or something. But yeah, particularly if you're just looking for like maybe even a stand-up shower next to a commode and a pedestal sink or a small vanity, you could probably pop something in there. And
gotcha.
Right before too, it'd kill.
Yeah, because I'm seeing, just as we're talking, I'm pulling it up, just kind of looking around. I'm seeing that big price jump between, on the resales between, the 105, 110 to the 145. There's one on Forest Avenue. The big jump was the 2, having 2 bedrooms or not bedrooms, excuse me, 2. Why can't I think of bathrooms? Sorry, I don't. My brain just farted on me. So
No, you're good.
I apologize. What would you want to sell that for? What would you sell it to me for?
Yeah, I was trying to get an idea of, because I'm even seeing stuff like 975. I'm pulling up my comps right now. 975 Evanston. Where's the homework I did? 1092 Fleming. As soon as you throw on the second bath, I don't know if you flip through 1092 Fleming, it doesn't even look all that nice inside. It's like grandma's house inside, but sold for 165. So that's where I was thinking, we've got it down to, and I don't know, I tend to, my standard cost number is $8 a foot for paint, flooring, those kind of things. So I was figuring $10 grand just to make it sharp inside, $5 if you want to do more kitchen boxes, a couple grand on there. So I didn't think it was going to be more than 20 grand tops on a rehab from here to the end.
Okay.
So I was looking at, and I just yesterday talked with another buddy in town, and I told him I'm probably between 100 and 110 on letting that go based on what we've got before we've got into it, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, at some point, I figure at that range, there's probably still a good 15, 20 grand of profit that I'm leaving on the bone for the person that takes it to the finish line.
Okay. So with what I'm looking at, I appreciate you just hitting me straight with that. So what I'm looking at, I know. Don't shoot me, okay? I'm just telling you my thoughts. I'm not making you an offer, okay? So I know based on what you just told me, I wouldn't lose money. And my wish all be all price would be to be, under 86,000. Okay. That would be I know I'm good. Our when we do a flip, the nugget we want on the back end after fees and everything with coming in and paying the cash and closing costs, we want a nugget that's north of 28,000 for me to come in, just to kind of give you a picture when I'm looking at them. That gives me a little bit of a buffer if we go over.
So refreshing.
What's that?
So refreshing to just shoot straight with someone on this stuff. I just have to tell you, it's so refreshing to shoot straight with someone on this. I hate to interrupt you, but man, I not having to do the dance and all that stuff. I love the straight talk. So sorry, keep going.
No, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I am with you. I think there's so many people teaching, just free seminars and stuff that you know, it almost, because I get the calls too, right? I have properties. I get calls all the time as well. And so it's like, dude, you're having some person from, you know, God knows where call me and they have no idea what they're talking about. And you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, what do you want? I mean, would you be willing to come down closer to that high 80 mark, or is that like an absolute no-go for you?
Well, I'm wondering too if there's another win-win somewhere, because I've got if you've got guys that need work quick and like describing the volume that you're doing, I have a feeling you're faster than us. Like we were going to try to rock this out in 4 weeks. I'll bet you're there faster, you know?
Yep. So we're looking at, so from a closing standpoint, coming like, if all my timelines are good and, you know, even I have a little bit of a buffer, we're going to want to start something like right after November 15th. We have one that we're starting. So we're finishing up this one. We have a couple days this week. I've got about 3 weeks of work at one in downtown Grand Rapids off Leonard and 131. And then we've got a real quick, I'm having them come into an Airbnb I got. And then so right around basically I'm trying to time it. So right around November, 20th-ish is kind of what I'm shooting for to have them start. Obviously I can close a little bit before that, but that's what I'm looking at as far as timeline.
Okay. And then you'd probably rock that out fast, get that on the market right around the holidays.
Correct.
If not, maybe a little bit before.
Yeah, it would either be so what I find is if I do anything after like December 20th, nothing happens, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't pick back up until like January 15th. January 3rd. Right.
Yeah.
So it's either to get it up early or it would be essentially to wait afterwards. If depending on what the property looked like and what the rents could be, because obviously I've just done a cursory analysis. Which I'd be fine making that. I also am open to holding it as a rental and kind of going that route. So it just kind of depends, right? So on where it's at.
I'm wondering where I'm going with all this is if you're generally planning to flip it, or if you keep it, you're probably gonna cash out, refi, try to get back out of it fast. I was obviously trying to make a little more than high 80s. What if I land contracted it to you so you didn't have to tie up cash or hard money, save you some fees and junk that way?
I would be very, very open to that.
Okay.
So, because that would save me, if you land contracted it, we did that way, that saves me, just right off the get-go, that saves me not only my cash having to bring to the table, but also about $5 or $6 grand in, points and fees.
Yeah.
So I'm open to that.
For sure, get it.
Could we do this? What if is it vacant?
Yes.
Could we meet out there this next week?
Yeah, I got to be out of town a little bit, but I could have one of our guys meet you there.
Yeah,
for sure.
What? So, are you open to like what price would you do if you land contracted it to me? What would you sell it for?
Well, so let's get a little more definitive on the land contract. What is it right now? It's like October 1st. If we with the land contract, we could close in a couple weeks, right?
Right.
Time.
Yeah.
So, let's just say round numbers, and I'm totally just thinking out loud here. So stop me anytime if I'm going in the wrong direction. Won't be offended. Let's just say we close October 15th. That gives you time that if you've ever got guys, that you need to send somewhere to keep them busy, you can have them start on a wall repair, demo, or any little things in there. You can start getting your materials in order so that when November 15th rolls around, you've already got stacks of stuff there. And and they can rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so that's October 15th, November 15th. I mean, this would be like, because I'm envisioning like a 6-month balloon on a land contract, because you're either going to sell it or in 6 months you're going to cash out refi.
Right.
I would imagine.
Right.
You're not going to need land contracts for very long.
No. Could we do, because of the winter and because of the potential time frame, could we do 8 months?
Yeah.
That just gives me a little bit of a buffer. That way it's not like the balloon is in 6 months and it's like, right? Because we put it up, if it stays on the market for 45 days and then it takes 45 days to close on the back end, that's 3 months right there, right? And so that's just in that price. And obviously the goal would be to be done quicker, but I would feel more comfortable if we could push it to like 8 months instead of 6. That way I'm just not, I'm not waking up sweating and having to change my sheets in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm freaking out about this property. And then David's calling me like, oh, what the hell, bro? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with all that. I want to minimize brain damage.
No, I hear you for sure. I think last time I did hard money, because when I did a 6-month cash out refi, it's like 6 months, but then you got 2 or 3 weeks of stuff on the back end too. So even if you did that, you're looking at 7. I think 8's pretty reasonable.
That'd be awesome.
I'd probably want, and like put on my cards on the table too. Like I've never done a land contract before, so I've bought a land contract before. I've not sold a land contract before. But,
Yep.
Like I'd have to figure out a lot of that stuff. I would probably want something down. I wouldn't want 50% down or anything stupid, but we do a little bit down. I think 8 months would be reasonable. I think if we did that, we could keep, I'm trying to think. And then just because I was talking to this other guy about this 110, if he comes in and says like, yeah, I'll give you a 105 cash.
Yeah, just go with him, bro. Yeah, if he does that, just go with him and just let me know. I'm totally cool with that.
No, again, I love you shooting straight with this stuff rather than doing the dance. So yeah, if we could be in that range on a land contract, I know that's a little less, but it's also a lot less on fees. That would get your profit closer to 20 if we could hit 100, right? 100 on a land contract.
Yeah, I think from looking at that, if I can, and I'm going to have to dive in here and I can do a little bit more research because obviously I'm just pulling it up and just kind of looking around. And I'd even, if you give me a, like a short due diligence period where, I could come out, even if it was like 10 days or something, where I could get out there this week and just put the numbers together, I can agree and then just make sure, it falls in line. You said you hadn't done a land contract. I've done quite a bit of owner financing. So land contracts are illegal in Texas. Okay. I lived in Texas for 10 years. That's where I learned this whole game. And so, but as far as owner financing goes, and I've done land contracts since I moved up to Michigan 3 years ago. I've actually got all the paperwork and I can send it over to you before we do it. So you can take a look at it and make it easy for the sale. But, so I've got that stuff. So you can review it. You can look at it. If you want someone to look at it, I have no problem with that, but I can make it easy on that side. I'm cool with, would you do 95?
I think I'd probably need to do a little math on my end.
Okay.
Just to see, because the other piece of it is if I could, essentially what I'm trying to weigh is like getting a quick check versus do I hold on to it, spruce it up enough to be a rental, cash it out,
right,
and hang on to it if I could get $1,300 or something a month,
Yep.
So I think that's think that's where I would need to chew for a minute, but I'm sure that we could talk either more this weekend or Monday and kind of figure something out on there. I've also got, like, I should have told this a couple minutes ago, I've got a Google Drive folder that's got a bunch of photos. I did a walkthrough video where I sent to my contractor, like, this is the stuff I need you to do. So I can send you all that stuff too. Just, again, full transparency. I don't want you to waste your time and spin your wheels and all that stuff. If you're going to go through and see this and say, you know, our guys, that would take 40 grand or something, you know.
Right. Could you text that to me? Just text me the link or whatever to the Google Drive. You know, just hit the whatever the copy link is. Just text it to me. I'll go in there and take a look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What? Let me ask you this: what would you want the next step to be? Right. I obviously we could come in. I want to do some due diligence. Look at it. We can relook at it. You know, you can run some numbers on your end. I can also, because I know there's also the little, hey, this guy might buy it for 105, right? We could also write something in there that says that if you want to sell it to that other guy, you can just give me the profit of the difference. And I'm just kidding. What I mean is we could do it where you could essentially cancel my contract, right? So we move forward. If that guy comes in with a legitimate, I'll buy it for 105. We can put it in the, in the special provisions or whatever that you can cancel, that you're not obligated to go with here. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't feel like you're missing out. And, you're like, oh, is this guy going to do it? And you're back and forth and you can feel like you can make a decision. But if it changes, you can pivot and kind of go from there. I'd want this to be a win-win. I wouldn't say this is a home run deal for me. But at the same time, if we can get through it and it can be a good deal, I'm down with that, and to create a relationship with another investor, if there's a way for us to work together in the past, in the future, whether I wholesale a deal to you or, you have something else, you push it out and we can just create a relationship. I love that. I'm a relational guy. One of the things that I pride myself on is, well, three things. One, I like to operate at what I call an elite level. Two, I'm community focused. And so I really like just helping each other out, whether it's a seller or you, and just, how can we make the world a better place, and do that through one transaction at a time. And then three is I like to be consistent. I take all of these transactions really personally. I want to make it easy and, I want to make it convenient for working with me. And so that's what I care about. Right. And so if we were to do this, there's lots of other investors out there. There are a lot of good people. I know a lot of investors around here too. But to me, this is my business. And you know what? I feel like my last name means something. And, I want the Walker name to mean something in the marketplace. And so I really, it's important to me.
No, I like that a lot. I've told other wholesalers, other investors that I work with, like, I am very much like, yes, this one transaction matters. Like, you can never deny that, but I'm in the back of my mind thinking, like, what's the next 5 or 10 we could do together too, if we can find the win-win and make this work,
Yeah.
So I agree completely. I like it.
So let me ask you, what's the next step? What do you want to do from here?
Yeah, I think what might be helpful is how about I shoot you the folder of photos and stuff like that, and then I can do some math on my end of like, at what price am I better off just hanging on to it as a rental? Like, and
right.
No hard feelings. It's
100%.
Come by, you know how that goes. So at what price is it better for me to just keep it? At what price does it make sense for me to sell to you cash, or what price does it make sense for me to sell to you land contract?
Yeah.
And if as you go through the photos and certainly the last thing I want to do is rob you of a due diligence or something like that. I'd absolutely want you to get inside and make sure you're comfortable with the property. if after review of the photos, you're thinking like, okay, we can do a 100 land contract, 95 cash, or like whatever those, I think the multiple choice scenario would be helpful too, to figure out what would make the most sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Absolutely. No, we can come up with a couple options. I'll take a look at the photos. So my father-in-law is actually one of my he's been doing construction for 30 years. So typically I come out with him. I come out with him when we're walking through the projects and looking through. So he can look at the photos as well. And actually that might be good. He's planning on going up to he wants to take a few days off. So he's going to go to the UP this week for a couple days, but I'll send the photos to him and as well to kind of get his thoughts on it. So if you'll text me, can I give you this is my work phone number. It's from my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So could I give you my cell phone so you could text that over?
Absolutely.
Tell me when you're ready.
Go for it, man.
All right. So my cell phone number is 214-735-7416.
214-735-7416.
Yes, sir.
This is 967 Emerson.
Nice.
Let me throw that together. Yeah, the other thing I've got to figure out is I think that most of our guys, with this being the first day of bow season, I think I've lost most of my guys for a couple days.
Of course. I actually didn't know it was the first day of bow season. That makes total sense.
Yeah, everyone kind of went dark today. No one wanted to work the weekend, and then I saw something on social media. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. You're gonna tell him, you're like, dude, you guys stopped working. I want one of those deer legs.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, text it to me. Run some numbers. Why don't we do this? You want to when you have a second and you've done it, send me the text message when you're good. Like send me call me, send me a thing. And if I don't hear from you, I'll just touch base with you. And I'll just leave the ball kind of in your hands for today. I am calling around right now. I've got a few more calls that I'm making. I got like 12. So
sure.
So I've got some calls that I'm making, calling around. I'm gonna leave it in your hands, and then my wife actually just sent me a text message. She's supposed to go to the post office real quick. She said she's like, they close at noon. You got to watch the kids. So, I got to do that. And then I'll leave it. If you guys want to run it and run through that, let me know what you would like to do. And like I said, if that other guy, if you want to put a note in the clause, when we get to the paperwork and I get your okay of it, we can put a note in the clause that, hey, if you get a 105 cash or something like that, then, if you get a better offer, that's cool.
No, I think that sounds really good. Yeah, we are running out to our price here in a minute, but I will.
Did that start today? Our price started today, huh?
Yeah, I think this may be the last weekend for it.
Is it the last? Okay.
She's super into it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna hit that today. Do you live in GR or Muskegon? Or?
I live in GR. I live over off. I don't know if you know where Blandford Nature Center is.
Oh yeah.
I live. I'm real close to. I can walk to the Highlands, which is right across the street from, or right next to Blandford. It's the old golf course, so I live right there.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I literally walk the Highlands every single day.
Oh, that's cool. No, it's beautiful over that way. Yeah, we're up in Rockford. So yeah, hoping just to sneak down in the middle of GR today. So.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, hey, yeah, just send me a text. We can connect either, tomorrow or Monday or whatever. Even later today, if you got some time, we can give a buzz. Just do that. Send me a text message with that stuff. I'm going to forward that to my father-in-law and we'll go from there.
Sounds great, man. I appreciate the call.
Absolutely, David. I appreciate it. Again, it's Ronald Walker. If you didn't get my name down, so it's Ronald Walker, and let's just see if we can work together. And if not, that's totally cool too.
No, sounds great. I appreciate it.
All right.
Have
Take
a
it
good
easy,
one,
bro.
guys.
You too.
You too. Bye.
All right. So that might be a deal. So I am actually going to pause here. I'll probably jump back on because I actually do have a ton of calls. I told him 12, but I got 55 calls I got to make. So I might jump back on. But guys, I hope that was good. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I mentioned some stuff over here. Honesty wins. I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment on the stuff. Jay, I saw your stuff up here. If you're still here or not, send me a message. I appreciate you reaching out and connecting on that. And then, yeah, guys, I have my new website is going to be launching hopefully in the next few weeks. RonaldWalker.com, which is my name. I'm going to have just a whole bunch of free stuff. Guys are out there, a whole bunch of free stuff, kind of my process. I'm really, we're coming into an uncertain time in the world, right? In the economy. And in real estate, you can always make money if you're prepared and you know what's going on. And so my goal is to give people the resources, not so they can necessarily scale, because scaling is very difficult, but give people the resources to build this skill and to learn how to find properties without losing their arm and the leg, and how to how to buy them. Essentially what I'm doing here, how to buy them at good prices, at good discounts, so they can make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and get that financial freedom. So that's my goal. That's what my resources are. That's why I even agreed to do Real Estate Power Play a year ago, and why that podcast is going on. I really want to equip people and help people accomplish that goal and get there. And at ronaldwalker.com, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be going over that. And I got some cool stuff. So I hope this is good resources for you. If you like what I'm doing, like it for me, share it. Give me some thumbs up. And lastly, for you guys who are still listening, what do you want to know? What is your number one question about, buying properties, wholesaling, marketing? Send me a message on what your number one question is. Something you don't know about, something you're scared about. Send me a message. I'd love to know what that looks like, so I can help. I don't know all the answers. I've made tons of freaking mistakes throughout this business. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money, but if I can connect with either the right people, figure out the answer, and help Grand Rapids and the greater nation, then that would be cool. All right, guys. Peace.